Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the garage for another live stream on a Sunday with me, Andy the Gabby Cabby. Good to see you all. Got a fair, decent amount of numbers in the house already, just popping in. It's great to see. If I could ask you, hit that thumbs up straight away. Helps the algorithm push the channel around everywhere. Just a few quick hellos, and then we'll get on with what we want to talk about. Richard, Blue Angel, Martin Watson, Poppy. First time up. I'm 14, 15 in the new year. Politics interests me, but I wouldn't trust Starmer. Well, you're in good company then. Welcome, and I appreciate it. Funky 155. Hello. Who else we got? Minge Pump, Gary Thornbury, Angie Etheridge, Clive Buckle, Factual Breakdown. Hello, my friend Anne-Marie, Riley Boy, Dave Richardson, Daniel. Michael Hancock, John Webb, Julie Baldwin, good to see you. Tell, Peter, Spiderlog, Ever Dreaming Tim, Dave Richardson, Handy, Andy, UK Surfer, loads and loads and loads of you in the house. There's a couple of new names as well. Hi, Mark Stewart, Owen Brown, David L, Keith Chalmers, Miami Rose from Derby. Hello to you, Jeff Lou, Collie, Oot 66. Charlie in the Chaplin, the cocktails. I love it. Mickey and Gary Thornbury. Yeah, that's everybody. If I've missed anybody in the house, I do apologise. And hello to you as well. If I've missed you, well, the petition. The petition. Everybody that I could push this to has signed it. I've done loads of videos on this time and time again. And try to encourage as many people to sign this as possible. We know that on the 6th of January, it's going to be debated in Parliament, but the government have responded. And I just wanted to go through that with you now. So without further ado, we'll bring this up on the screen and have a look at it together. I was prompted to do this live because, quite simply, somebody did let me know that it has been responded to. Now, as you can see, we've got 2,972,309 signatures. We could do without getting to 3 million at least. In fact, 10 million would have been better. But here we go. This government was elected on a mandate of change at the July 2024 general election. Our full focus is on fixing the foundations, rebuilding Britain, and restoring public confidence in government. Well, straight away, that's a piece of scripted bullshit that's been written by somebody else to be displayed in public. The Prime Minister can call a general election at a time of their choosing. Yep, that's correct, by requesting a dissolution of Parliament from the sovereign within the 5-year life of a Parliament. The government was elected by the British people on a mandate at the July 2024 general election. The government is fixing the foundations and delivering change with investment and reform to deliver growth, with more jobs, more money in people's pockets to rebuild Britain and get the NHS back on its feet. This will be built on the strong foundations of a stable economy, national security and secure borders as we put politics back in the service of the people. Well, if you look at that, it's just buzzwords, nothing but buzzwords. When we say put politics back in the service of the people, Starmer repeatedly has been going, my government, my government. Hang on, sunshine, it's not your government, it's our government. No two ways about it. On entering office, a £22 billion black hole was identified in the nation's finances. We inherited unprecedented challenges with crumbling public services, crippled public finances, but will deliver a decade of national renewal through our 5 missions of economic growth, fixing the NHS, safer streets, making Britain a clean energy superpower, an opportunity for all. More bullshit and buzzwords. Now, what I'd love to know, and we've got to check this with Rachel from accounts, is where is this £22 billion black hole? I've not seen it. Where is it? And how come you managed to spend? Surely that black hole's a little bit wider. Maybe check your CV, love. The government's first budget freed up tens of billions of pounds, by taxing the shit out of everybody, to invest in Britain's future while locking instability, preventing devastating austerity in our public services and protecting working people's payslips. mission-led government rejects the sticking plaster solutions of the past and unites public and private sectors, national, devolved and local government, businesses and unions, and the whole of civil society and a shared purpose. This government will deliver the manifesto of change it was elected on. Dead letter bollocks is what I say to that. Now, this is interesting. Sticking plaster solutions of the past. Now, all of the policies and everything else that these idiots make over countless generations literally is just that. It is a sticking plaster over an already gaping wound. Now, I've done lots of videos like this one here where I talk about the establishment and the fact it is completely and utterly destroyed, devoid. We need to get rid. We need a complete change at the top. Labour, Conservatives, they're no good anymore. I mean, one thing as well, which was a bit of a kick in the nuts, is this whole thing about Bovier sticking that crap in the milk that we drink and the stuff that ends up in Lurpak and Anchor butter and all the rest of it. I read in a few places that Starmer's government is talking about rolling this utter shite out to literally everybody, every dairy. If that's true, God help us. What's this all about? Even the cows are going mad. I keep seeing little memes like this. Cows for emission equality. Stop the Green New Deal. Support the right of cows to fart. My fart, my choice. Give it to a moo moo. This happens all of the ruddy time, all over the place. You know, a lot of these decisions that are being made are decisions that are being made without consent, without thought. And it literally is a sticking plaster. It's the same old panic bullshit that we're so used to from this and previous governments, and I'm sure others as well. And what I have here, and I want to show this with you, 116,300 subscribers as of this morning. That is on this channel. This is a growing number of people that are, pissed off with the way governments are run. They want to come to a like-minded place and talk about it. That's exactly what's going on in the world, and I appreciate each and every one of you for your support. The channel is growing absolutely crazy. Now, we'll come to your comments that you've made at this stage, and then we'll look at the next thing. Preston journalist, hello mate. Evening, Andy. Thanks for promoting the toy drive. In total, over 2,300 was raised, which was paid for nearly 100 toys. Nice one, mate. That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, anybody that doesn't know, Preston journalist did a GoFundMe to raise money to buy toys for disadvantaged kids. You can see the result right there. That's wonderful. During the week, I will be doing a post with a multi-choice question in it, which will lead you to £100 worth of shopping vouchers to help you with your Christmas, and I will release the results of that in the next live stream I do later in the week. If I got my maths right, that would give the winner enough time to do the necessary. Mickey, it's obvious to anyone with a brain that Khan has destroyed London, therefore Starmer is out to destroy the UK. We'll talk about Khan in just a minute. Lisa H, I would like a government that restricts all foreign-born people's access to UK social services for a generation or two. Let them earn it for their descendants as it has been earned from us. Yeah, I agree with the sentiment there, Lisa. I mean, the thing is, it's a select few to ruin it for everybody else, isn't it? I've got a friend who's a taxi driver. He was from Afghanistan originally, and he came over here. He works very hard. He's got British citizenship the right way, had a family, he's got a house, he's got a mortgage, and that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of story that I like to hear, not a lot of what we've got coming in at the moment. A couple of more comments. Michael Hancock, Rainus was a normal thick self today. I read a couple of things about that. Yes, she might get the video treatment off of me sooner or later. Blue Angel 10, we need someone that can understand the people and put things right. That, a lot of the people in that place, in those places, are really university educated drongos, I'll call it. That's the most politest phrase I can come up with, that have never had a day in the real world in all of their life and have gone straight into some kind of internship or something with somebody within that life. They don't know how we think, how we feel, what we do. That includes Labour and Conservative. And then they make decisions based on very little real life knowledge. It's horrible. Right, somebody mentioned Sadiq Khan. I want to talk about him, but before I do, I've been made aware of a scam that's going around my channel, and this is it. Now, this is happening to others, and I must admit, it's the first time it's happened to me. I don't know if you can see that number there, Andy the Gabby Cabby, Jim Smith with a WhatsApp number, and it's apparently come from me. Well, that's utter rubbish. I never deal with WhatsApp at all with anybody about anything on this channel. So if you see that, particularly if it's encouraging people to go and WhatsApp others, it's an outright scam. It's not come from me. And just, if I see it, I'll get rid of it. But if you do, let me know and I'll report the comment. But I've seen that come up on so many others, and it's the first time I've actually seen it come up on mine. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Right, Sadiq Khan. A thumbnail. Disaster. And look at how sorry he feels for himself in that thumbnail. Now, it's a disaster because we've had this news that he's to be given a knighthood in the New Year's Honours List. I did a video at the beginning of the week where I said 10 reasons why Sadiq Khan should not be given a knighthood in the New Year's Honours List. And it's quite a lengthy list. I could have probably made 20 or 30 reasons, actually. But the uproar has been absolutely incredible. There's various petitions out there. There's about 3 or 4 that I know of that I've come across so far regarding Sadiq Khan and the fact he shouldn't be given a knighthood. Now, the main one that seems to have found its way to the media is this one here, by change.org. Stop the knighthood of Sadiq Khan. And what I'm going to do is refresh this. There you go, 126,712 signatures. And that's been in no time at all. So what I'm going to do is put the link to that in the chat. Blood might beat me to it, but I'll do it also. So you've got double bubble. And if you could be so kind as to sign that and share it with your friends. You know, as I said in videos previously, petitions as a rule do not really work because they will read it and they'll go, yeah, right. But they're a very powerful tool. What they do is give them an indication, and a very clear one, of public opinion, what we're actually thinking and feeling. And then when you get people in positions like I am here, we can promote them, and we can hang on, look, people are pissed off with this. People don't want this to happen, and it can be used, in my view at least, to affect change later down the line. It really can. I'm a firm believer in that. And you get this as well. Let me just bring this up to share this screen. You know, you get crap like this, and particularly when it's getting colder. This is a real piss take. MPs claim 300,000 for energy bills amid winter fuel payment cuts. So MPs charge taxpayers 300 grand for their energy bills at second homes in a year. 36 current Labour ministers, including the Chancellor, yes, Rachel from Accounts, have claimed for their gas and electricity costs on expenses, according to an analysis. The claims are entirely within the rules for expenses, and Labour defend the MPs. I don't care. They're still taking the piss, saying that such expenses help them to meet the costs of working from 2 permanent locations, aren't they? Yeah, right. Okay. One Tory MP said he would no longer claim for energy bills this winter due to the struggles his constituents faced following the cut to winter fuel payments. A Labour Party source said MPs needed appropriate financial support to prevent only wealthy politicians running for Parliament. However, the government will face uncomfortable scrutiny over the figures following the controversial cut to winter fuel payments to pensioners. One new Labour MP said they were weighing up what they would include in their parliamentary expenses amid fear of backlash from the worried about their jobs. Fuel poverty campaigners said the expenses claims do not pass the smell test and showed that politicians were shielded from the struggles faced by many voters. The energy price cap will increase in January, with the average household paying £1,738 a year. Now, there's several things I can take from that article. You know, it's like with the inheritance tax changes. I know, and I saw news about MPs shifting their stuff sideways to a relative or whatever to avoid the changes they knew were coming down the pipe. They obviously had forewarning of it. Energy bills, you call it a price cap. It's not a price cap. It's just an upper level to what they'll raise them to. And then people will get more impoverished. And my advice to anybody in that situation really is work out what you can afford and tell them that's what you're paying. That's it. No ifs, no buts. You know, it's freezing at the moment. I don't know if anybody's had the effects of Storm Dara. It's absolutely blowing a hoolie outside my house right now. So I don't know whether some of that's come over. I mean, this was released to me, I think, yesterday or the day before about City Airport, where they were saying, I mean, you can see the layout of City Airport there with the waterways on either side. It was just closed, suspended for air travel for a period of time. You could imagine something getting buffeted off either side there. It'd be quite disastrous. You heard of the miracle on the Hudson. It'd be the crash in the Thames. I think the Dartford crossing was shut. The bridge was, at least. And some passengers I picked up really got a hell of a time. I heard a loud crash in the middle of the night, thinking, what the hell's that? And it was actually my wheelie bin had gone over. And I went out this morning, rubbish everywhere. But I managed to clear that up. And I've got a big minibus, Tornio. Couldn't open the door. The wind was pushing it shut. I think I need to eat my Weetabix, definitely. Well, everybody, thank you so far for watching. We've got a good, decent number of people in the chat, 726. Would you believe it? If you haven't done so already, please give the thumbs up a punch. Well, 754 it's just jumped to, and that will help spread this around the YouTube space. If you're on social media, please give it a share. And it's important, really important, that you get those petitions shared, even ones that are at 3 million votes nearly, and are going to be debated. Get that around, get the opinion flowing. It really is a good thing, particularly with Sadiq Khan and knighthood. I would love to see that scuppered. Whether it will be or not, I don't know. I really don't know, but we need to show them that we ain't happy. And then you look at ULEZ, you look at low emission zone. Hopefully there will be some news coming on that. Blackwall Tunnel, the new tunnel at the Isle of Dogs, they're talking about putting in. They're talking about putting tolls on them. You've got the Dartford crossing already. God knows what over the way. Any which way you get into London, you're going to get screwed for something in some direction. It really is anti-driver, and particularly road tax changes that could be coming up. You know, like the title of this thing says, Starmer responded. Let's talk about it. That was a petition at the beginning. If you're just joining us just now, you can find the government response to the petition at the start of this live stream, so you can catch up later. But we've got to talk about it. We've got to bring all this into the public domain, haven't we? Now, speaking of talking about it, there's some more comments that some of you have made, and I want to go through them now and see what you have to say for yourself. Frog on Google, on Nick Buckley's channel from a guest. Apparently 3 things actually known to be true by London's black cabbies about Starmer. I believe 2 of them. I saw that. The video was entitled literally London Cabbie Talks About Starmer, wasn't it? I haven't watched it. But I'm going to go and check that out because that really interests me. Evening, Andy. Sorry I'm late. Was busy polishing my silver. Oh dear, oh dear. You know, it's crazy. As you know, and I got one of these. You get silver plaque off of YouTube for 100,000 subscribers. When you get to 1 million, you get a golden plaque, and they're nice. They've got a polished silver play button and everything else. And there's so many fakes doing around. If you go on Amazon, you can actually buy fake play buttons, and the difference is they're white background and not like a polished mirror effect. It really is crazy. They range anything from about £15 up to about 70, and vain people just buy these, just work hard and earn it the proper way. Nothing more to say there, but thank you for that, Scrooge, my friend. Good to see you. Michael Hancock, funny how a cow was discovered to have mad cow disease in Scotland on the week. Farmers' protests, coincidence? Absolutely. I'm trying to arrange it so I can be in London on the 11th for the farmers' protests. The only problem I have is we've got a lot of personal shit going on at the moment in the family. And my eldest son is going to be in London himself doing something he needs to do of a personal nature, and because of all the other personal shit going on, I'm probably going to have to remain behind and won't be able to make it to London. I'm going to try and swing it so I can get there, because I'd love to get there, but if I don't, there is a perfectly legitimate reason why. David L, I can't understand that the government welcomed the fall of Syria. Labour now want to build homes for no UK people. Terrible times. It is. I saw Trump took a very particular tack on that. Not our problem. America's not getting involved. So, they literally stampeded through the place, didn't they? Absolutely. And that's going to be a lot of grief for a lot of people. And I wonder how many will head in this direction. Rich, no, Andy, the reason your numbers are going up is because you're like the best mate down the pub chatting about the real world. People can relate to you. I appreciate that, Rich, very much. There's no pretenses. I literally just try and be normal, little old me, and that's it. One of the things I want to say about the videos, though, I'll grab my phone to illustrate this. I do what are called, the technical term for it is long form videos, which are several minutes in length on various subjects. And the format you watch them in is like that. That way round. I think that's landscape, isn't it, or horizontal. Now, YouTube do YouTube Shorts, and what they've recently done is increase the length of YouTube Shorts, so you can upload 3 minutes in length YouTube Shorts. So what I've started doing is converting my videos like that to videos like that, and stick them in the Shorts feed with a different title. And all it is, it just doubles up on the amount of audience share, really, to try and get more people in. So you might find sometimes you'll watch a short and think, hang on a minute, I've just seen this over here. But it's just me working with the YouTube algorithm. I have a YouTube guy that I'm working with in the background, a guru, you could call it, helping me with different bits and bobs. And this is one of the things that he's recommended. And I want to run a test on a new piece of software within the next couple of weeks as well to see how that works out. Jean-Marc, can we please start at 9 p.m? I moved it back to a little earlier to 8:30 because I found there was an awful lot of YouTubers taking the space at 9 o'clock, and we're all falling over each other's feet. Now, as you know, usually I spend the first bit of time just talking about what I want to talk about, the news articles or whatever, and then the next bit reading your comments, so then people can take it or leave it, really. But if it becomes a problem for most, I'll look at it again. But thank you for your input. I won't forget it. They want to squeeze every penny out of businesses, especially farmers, David L says, referring to the taxes and the finances and everything else. Definitely. Absolutely. Andy, can I have Can I have another home closer to my place of work and expect the taxpayer to pay for just about everything? Thought not. Yeah, it's one rule for them and one rule for us, isn't it? Very much so. Always has been till the ends of time. Now, this is the problem that they don't see. They're so detached from reality, aren't they? That they don't see what our issue is. And at the end of the day, who put them there? We did. And as you saw in a video I did a little while back, they're all actually fake. They don't run the show at all. They're just the front people. I say people in case there's anybody that can tell me off for being gender specific. Kenny B, 1965. So many YouTube channel creators who are asking why these tyrants don't see the error of their ways. Thing is, they do see it. They don't give a shit about. Kenny, I think you sum it up there very nicely indeed. I don't think they do give a shit. That is the trouble. And I get the feeling that this is all being steered in a particular direction, I think. Just while we're on the subject of comments, I'm obviously reading your feedback now. What I've fallen down on a bit is addressing your comments on the other videos that I do. What I'm trying to do is like things as much as I possibly can, give them all a heart at least so they're acknowledged. But what I did like to do was do a read back video to literally go through some of your comments. I'm a bit lax on that lately, but I'm going to try starting that again. Also, there was no member specific stuff this week. I'm going to do some bits for you guys this week coming, including another live. I just have another slurp of the old liquid. I tell you, I got rid of my cough and my cold, but it still lingers. Let's have a quick look at this. See how that petition's going since we've been talking about it. 2,972,472. I think that has actually gone up a little bit since we've been talking. We'll check it again towards the end. Another comment. If you get caught for speeding, the fine money goes to the government expenses account, pays for their allowances. Don't speed. That's Dave Richardson. Is that really the truth? Well, if that encourages safer driving, I don't know what does. But yes, very, very well pointed out. Finky Stingers. I had to think about that. Do the Patriots all stand to attention on the King's speech hour? Serious question. I must admit, I don't. Should I? You tell me. And Scanlon, expenses to my MPs were given perks years ago when their salary was low. Not needed now, as they all receive very good salaries. Their amount of their perks are obscene. I know. I mean, they're all on over £90,000 a year. It's, and I think if they have an office of state, they get slightly more. I can appreciate that there is an allowance which may be required to run their office and their staff and everything else, but on over £90,000 a year, as far as your own private residence goes, pay your own bloody bills. I can't put it any simpler than that, really. I can't. Ryan Sherwood. All right, Andy, recent subscriber here in Rotherham. Thanks for talking some sense. I, too, will be voting reform next time round, but I'm concerned about the number of Tories defecting to reform. You know, I agree with you, but then is it a necessary evil? I do wonder. You know, there was talk about Robert Jenrick. There was talk about Suella Braverman. I think Suella Braverman's husband has been linked to reform in the last 24 hours at least. Now, in my mind, and, you know, I remind you of the videos I've done earlier, Labour and Conservatives, and for that matter, the rest of them have completely screwed it up. So a reform of the system is what we need. Now, anybody that's tainted by the Tories or tainted by Labour, as far as I'm concerned, should be out of the ruddy door, never to be seen again. And some of them are jumping ship and going, right, reform, we'll come with you now. I get that. Where I want to see reform is normal people like me. Not that I'm going to do that, but like me, who will go in there and actually, represent the views of normal people. But if I went into the House of Commons tomorrow, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. So then, do you need people who know how it works and what goes on to give it a bit of a boost? But there was a news article saying that anybody trying to join reform in order to save their own skin will be out on their ear. So I was encouraged to see that. I think hopefully they're starting to listen. Those that are saying, reform, no, they're the best chance we have right now with fixing things. They might not be the right choice long term, or they might be bloody brilliant, but we've got to work with what we've got. That's my view, at least. Kenny, us Brits need to actually do something rather than talk about it. Unless this happens, nothing will change. You're right, Kenny. Again, I agree with you. I mean, we're all here now. We've got 722 people in the chat. Give it the thumbs up, by the way. And we're all over the country. I'm in the southeast. You've got people up north, west, all over the place, and we're all talking about it. But we need to discover or work out the legal solutions to our problems. That's legal, not illegal, and use them. You pile enough pressure on, it's people power, the power of the people. We've spoken. This is what we want to happen. And they can't ignore us forevermore. With everything that's going on in the world right now, it's utmost critical, really, that we consider this. Mickey, February the 1st protest for Tommy and the imprisoned page. Where's that happening, Mickey? If you can drop me a comment, I figured something would be happening, but if you could let me know, I might be interested in trying to get there if possible. Pete, no interest in shorts at all. Fair enough, Pete. They're not everybody's cup of tea. Shorts are very much used for, again, my mobile phone, and the kids do it particularly. They sit there going. So they are a very powerful tool of quickly getting people's attention into your channel, even if they're like 15 seconds or something like that. And, you can utilize them just for that. I'm not a big fan of shorts because I think overall it does reduce people's attention spans, but they are very good at just getting that information through. Martin, Crown Estates want to build 11,000 homes in Hemel Hempstead, and they say they're consulting with people. They're not. I've replied to their reply, which was rubbish, and they've not replied to me. 11,000 homes. Oh, my God. Is that Hemel Hempstead as in Noel Wilcox Hemel Hempstead? Because I don't know whether he knows about that. I'm sure he does. But if you've got any more information on that, Martin, that you can share with me, email it across to me at contact@andygifford.online. And I'll have a nose and see if there's anything we can do to raise awareness of it. We've got a thing here, and again, I did a video on it. There's a town 4 miles from me called Birchington, and it's where I grew up. And really, the geography of the town or the demographic of the town was primarily old people back then, and families with, probably teen to late teen kids like I was at the time. It's all changed now. It's all a younger environment, but they used to call it God's waiting room because of the demographic. But they've just approved a scheme there to build 1,600 homes on an area of land, which would mean it's no longer a sleepy little village on the edge of nowhere. It turns it into a small town at the very least, something worse, at worst, And, it just puts an almighty great strain on infrastructure forever. And I mean forever, changes, the look and feel of these towns we're so used to. Factual breakdown. I was happy to see Trump at the reopening of Notre Dame where the world leaders were all kissing his ass. I know, it was great. I saw a wonderful piece of video and I commented on this on my X account. By the way, anybody that's on X, go and give me a follow and you'll find the Sadiq Khan petition pinned to the top of my profile. But it was a really great, big, powerful handshake. And it was like, Trump was winning. I loved it. I reckon if he looked the other way, he could have thrown Macron across the runway. That would have been another good video. Somebody's probably done that in AI. Robert Isherwood. Starmer is on a mission to destroy Britain. He's a communist plant, a sleeper brought in to bring this country to its knees. Absolutely. I mean, what we have to work out here is what we're actually defending, because you get all of these views, all of these things interchanging. Now, Great Britain, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. They're all terms I hear, right? Great Britain is just the lump of land that we're all sitting on. That's what it's called, Great Britain. United Kingdom isn't a country. They say defend the kingdom, unite the kingdom. It's not a country. People need to understand this. The United Kingdom is just a union, almost a political union made up of the countries which are sitting on Great Britain: Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland. We're defending those, our countries, our homes. Not, we've got to get some perspective. What are we actually defending? I get what people are trying to do and I absolutely love it. But, you've really got to boil down. And I even see politicians making the mistake of referring to we need to defend our country. And they say country and then name something that isn't a country at all. England is my country. If you're Welsh and living in Wales, Wales is your country. If you're Scotland and living, Scotland is your country. But we are all united under that one banner where we've all got to look out for each other. And that's where, it really comes into play. But people do need to get perspective. Get yourself on vitamin D3. Cheers, Tim. I actually take vitamin D every day. Where I do martial arts for fitness, karate to be specific. And where I need to be quite supple and nimble and everything else with my bones and that, I take cod liver oil, glucosamine, and like collagen for my bones. And all of that's got vitamins and stuff in it. I mean, at nearly 50 years of age, you've got to take something to make sure you can still be elastic. And I take another thing as well. I mean, I take so many damn pills every day, I'd rattle. But yeah, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Stephen, black hole is partly money sent to Zelensky, yes, which we know is going straight into... I know. More people need to see it, though, don't they? When all that sensationalism ended up on the news way back then, you thought, oh my God, they put it, but the more you learn, the more you read about it, the crappier it is. Matt Woodson, the politicians still get money to heat their homes because they're working from their second homes, but they're not small homes either. They already get 80,000 plus to pay it themselves. I said it myself earlier. I completely and utterly agree with you. I totally agree with you. It really is a piss take. Andy, the reason they don't pay gas, electric and water plus council tax is because they know it's all fraudulent and we're all getting... I'll tell you a story. I had a bit of a disagreement with my local council. They believe that I owe them an amount of money. And what they're claiming and what my bank statements say don't match up with each other. So I wrote to them. And I told them a few home truths, including, why are you a trading business on company's house and you're supposed to be a council. Could you explain that to me? So if you're a trading business, where is our pre-arranged agreement? The fact that I owe, and also where is this money going? And by the way, send me an invoice. All of this kind of stuff. Despite telling me that I'd get a letter, I've not heard from them since. So I've given them an ultimatum. They've got till the 10th of December to reply to me, or I'm going to raise hell. And their time is approaching. So there could be a little bit of publicity coming on the channel about that one, because I'm not letting that one go. David Alexander Varney, the problem is voting. It lets them know you're still happy to be ruled. They're supposed to be our servants, not the other way around. I get you, David. But, by not voting, we're saying we don't consent, which is fine. We don't consent. But when we don't vote, when a lot of people get locked, don't bother showing up or whatever it happens to be, you're not consenting, but they just go off and do what they want anyway. You look at what happened in 2010. Don't we need to turn up and not consent? Particularly by writing those 4 words on the ballot paper. People say it'd be a wasted vote, it'll be a sport vote, but there is actual law. There is pretext in law for this. I need to look up in my notes. I actually had somebody email it to me again the other day, and I'll try and do something on it. I'll put the link on my X account. But it is a very valid point, David. At what level do you not consent if you're that way inclined? It's an interesting one. Michael, we don't need people who are educated in politics. True, we need normal people who are there to represent normal people who voted them in. That is absolutely true. But, they need to know how it works. Going back to Storm Dara a minute, it's pouring down the rain outside right now. I can hear it hammering, something chronic. Let's have a quick check of this petition again, see if it's gone up. I just want to remind people of the whole idea. It's creeping up. Let's do another refresh. 2,972,498. And you can see the government's response there, as I pointed out earlier. And it's just a load of government waffle, really. So you can go and have a look at that. Let's go through some more of these comments now. Anthony, I'm in Wales. We have to stick together to topple Starmer and his goons. Yeah. And is Reform doing as well in Wales as they're coming across in the media? Let me know of that one. Kenny, if the 3 million turned up to drag Starmer... If the 3 million turned up to drag Starmer out, what could they do? Yeah, there wouldn't be enough room, would there? There would not be enough room. Bloodnose, what was that comment that you just went to put up? Oh, okay, no worries. Robert Isherwood, Syria just deselected their despot. When are we going to deselect? Yeah, absolutely. It's people power yet again. People power. But it's nasty business over there, isn't it? Really nasty business. I'm not a Jeremy Corbyn fan, far from it, but I implore you all to go back and watch his first PMQs as Labour leader. He was stopped from addressing, reading out letters, concerns from constituents. Why? I remember that. He used to bring them to PMQs, didn't he, and read them out. And then it suddenly stopped. But surely that is the place where our concerns need to be held. And if they're stopped, why? What makes them different? And planning applications to small Cornish town, Callington, for 9,000 Muslim-only burial plots. Locals not happy. I bet they ain't. I really bet they ain't. And, year after year, there's more and more people, isn't there? And we're running out of room. My grandparents are buried in a cemetery in Hertfordshire. And I've not been there for some time, regrettably, and I should correct that. But every time I went there, I was amazed by how many more were in front of where they were put. It's a tragic fact of life, isn't it? But I get you why they're not happy. Ryan, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Busy in here. Yes, we've got a large number in tonight. Really great. Can I remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, please give the chat, the live, a thumbs up, because it helps the algorithm push it all around everywhere. And I really appreciate that. Kenny, can a protest be organised to Tommy that we demand his release? All the shit will hit the fan. I know there's been sit-ins or something like that outside where he is right now, but I don't know. Apart from that, I mean, I know Paul Thorpe and all those sorts of things are in very close contact with him. So I'm assuming if there is something in the pipeline, they would know more. But I'll keep an eye on that. We can do away with Northern Ireland, can't we? I don't know. Can we? I mean, there's that bloody great imaginary border down the middle of the Irish Sea separating them from us at the moment, isn't there? I mean, the whole damn thing's a mess. Tony Whitworth, Ed Miliband says we've invested 22 billion in exciting. There's the black hole. Mother Nature Tree says we do that for free. I think. I'm not going to say that word, but yes, absolutely. Ryan, we should do a vote for who wants to leave the traditional party system. Yes. Do you see that one where they did that vote on proportional representation? And, it was supported. It won't mean anything because of the nature of the vote it was, but it's nuts. John Searle, what was Starmer's response? How can we make sure Starmer can't put our fishing waters when renegotiating with the EU in 2025? He's going to want to get us back in by the back door, isn't he? I really believe that. I mean, there's a load of videos about him flip-flopping all over the place. There certainly was. Andy, why are you always talking about politics, John asks. Well, I tell you what, John, when I first started this channel, I wasn't quite sure what to talk about at first, so I thought I'd talk about everything. And then it became apparent to me over the years that politics I do find interesting to a degree, and the decisions made in that place affect all of us, from shopping to business to insurance to life to death to so many things, and people don't engage, and they're left to run roughshod over everything. And all I want to do is just give a different perspective. The world may change tomorrow, and I may find it necessary to talk about something else. I want to talk about what matters. This matters. It matters to me. It should matter to you. It should matter to everybody else. So that's why I talk about politics. But every now and again, I do sprinkle a little bit of extra something in there. I hope that answers the question. Thank you, John. Robert, why the general public so self-defesting makes me not want to engage. Too much to lose. I think too many people think like that, Robert. That's the problem. And again, I mean, you look at Labour with their stonking great majority they got off of the back of how many votes? How many people stayed indoors, for crying out loud? Too many. That's where the system is completely wrong. Molly, unfortunately, you must understand petitions mean nothing. We are all in for a very tough time. Yeah. Sometime very soon, Molly, I think, from what I'm following. But, I hear what you're saying, but we have to signal how we feel. We have to give them, because the media see these petitions, particularly when it could work in our favour. They get behind them. Handy Andy, apparently the claw marks are still there from when Thatcher was removed. What, is that on the front doorstep of Downing Street where she was hanging on for dear life? Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Next one. Tony, BBC News reader Clive Murray slams social media. What's the matter, Clive? Can't manipulate the population anymore. The arrogance of these people. I've told the story before. I've had the head of BBC Misinformation actually contact me. I think she thought I didn't know who she was, and it didn't work. Put it that way, it didn't work. Ryan, lots of UFO. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of UFO talk again. I've seen that, and pictures of strange things in the sky in various places, definitely. I mean, you look at Finky Stingers, the alien stole his wheelie bin. Yes. Right, Molly. We need to remember that all this is planned. So was the Kung Flu. Everything has been planned, and unless we all unite as common people, then we'll get nowhere. I agree, Molly, totally. I mean, there's things I was looking out for. I'll admit, in 2020, I wasn't awake. I'm probably not as awake as most, but I'm getting there. And as I learnt things, I watch out for buzzwords, you know, certain words which trigger certain thoughts in my mind. It's for example, what's going on in America right now. I was told a few years ago that something would happen to Joe Biden, which would mean Kamala Harris would take over, which would then end up in a situation where everything else would run its course. And an attempt was made at that with regard to Biden going. I mean, do you remember his speech where he said about there'll be a peaceful transition of power to Trump? How lucid and how cognitive he sounded over everything that's been going on previously. That just, yeah, that just really stood out to me. So that was like an attempt. And then you hear things like UBI and stuff like that doing around as well. And you've really got to start thinking and looking at what's going on around people. That is really true. That's a good comment. Thank you. The lodger, Raina couldn't even name one business she said she had spoken to. That's piss poor. If you're going to bullshit, you do your preparation. You know, it's as simple as that. People bullshit, lie, and everything all the time, and they forget to cover their own arse. Just at the moment, they get caught out. David Walker, hi Andy, just had an email from my energy supplier to let me know my direct debit will increase from 266 to 390. I take your advice and call them to tell how much I'll be paying. That's right. That's exactly what I did, and I don't mind naming them too. It was Octopus Energy. I said, right, I am paying this amount. You can either like it or lump it, because you go to, you know, they are trying to impoverish us through our energy bills, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm having none of it. Having absolutely none of it. Lone Star, £5 super chat. Here you go, Andy. Get half a pint on me. Thank you very much, Lone Star. I appreciate it. That's really nice of you. Michael Hancock, EU is collapsing. Look at Germany in front. Yeah, I mean, Germany's economy is in a mess. And look what's happened at France. That person they should have never have put in there got booted out. Clive Granville, be sure to reshare wildly by email the petition call a general election. It's currently at 2,972,000 signatures. Emails can't be censored or suppressed. Yeah, I mean, let's have another look, and I'll do a refresh of this while we're at it. Slightly more. This has been climbing up since I've been online. 2,972,508. So it is creeping up slowly. We need to get it to 3 million. We really do. That'd be fantastic. Tony Whitworth, fake scientists are shitting themselves in America because Trump has ungagged the real ones and put one in charge. A lot of Jota. There's one I can think of in particular. I think his surname ends in F, something like that. And you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, absolutely. The Lodger. Did anyone see Nick Taccone from UKIP give the extreme left a taste of their own medicine by disrupting one of their meetings where they plot disruption? I did. He stormed in there, didn't he? And what was wonderful, I thought was a nice touch. It was a church, wasn't it? And I thought, you can't do that in there. And he got down and then gave them hell. I thought that was brilliant, really was. Dan Johnson, there's no point in engaging with a system that has no interest in listening to you and rejects any ideas you put forward. Protesting doesn't work, petition signing doesn't work, letters don't work. That is the kind of place they put a lot of people in, isn't it? What is the point? And that's how they run riot over everybody all of the time. And all the while people think like that, they can do what they like. I'm not singling you out or having a go at you. It's just a shame that so many people are, in my view, I don't know if anybody's looked into history, but if you go back to 1700, things were very different. There was an English Parliament. There was an independent Scotland, an independent England, and and it was all smaller, more manageable. There were people in there who were in there for the good of the people they were representing in their communities, which, granted, would have been a lot smaller. And then you get the Acts of Union. I think it was in 1703 and 1704, which joined effectively in union, which was the start of this United Kingdom we have now, Scotland and England, which then became Great Britain. And then we had the Parliament of Great Britain. It was suddenly renamed. And then over those 300 or so years, everything changed piece by piece to what we have now. It's been a slow burner, but there's many people out there in the wilderness that know or have done their homework as to the way it should run and the way it should be. And if we ever get back there again, but we can't have people disengaging from the process, because I feel like we'll never change it. We'll never change it. And I will bash on about that till I'm blue in the face. I really will. Damn mate, we hope Trump can cause a stir, but more will just run away to his overlords. Well, let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, that thing with Dominic Cummings I read was really a good, clear indication of who really is pulling the strings up there. Screwed Slime, if they refuse to address the election petition and listen to the people, and I think people should take it a step further and start undertaking citizens' arrests or labour rights outside. Oh my God. People have been known to do that, haven't they? They have been known to do that. We're all ruled by ignorance, really. They try and make us ignorant of the truth, really. Ryan, must be great to break laws and be pardoned. Wonderful, fair society we live in. Just look at Joe Biden's offspring. Absolutely. Judy Baldwin, Andy, the Sadiq Khan petition has gone up as well. 127,706 signatures now. That's wonderful. Please, if you haven't, go and follow me on X. Look at the pinned comment at the top of my profile. It's there. Get it signed. And more importantly, share it with your mates. Peter, British Gas gave us £100 voucher towards our electric. Okay. Well, it helps, doesn't it? I'm assuming they'll bung the prices up soon, though. It always follows, doesn't it? Ryan, I'm enjoying central heating. I bet you are. I mean, where you lived before, you had a hell of a situation with a big old horrible drafty place, didn't you? And you know the conversations we had in the background on that. Steve Allen, Tesco's today, leg of lamb, 32 quid, but with club card 14. What's that all about? I do wonder with club cards now what's going on, because you look at some of the almighty great price reductions. Why are they encouraging it? Is it to get data on shopping habits, to get data on you? What's it all about? Crazy stuff. Molly, the great agenda has no place for our petitions, or do they care how people feel? Look what they're planning already. Look up, everyone, what they're planning on tech. Yeah, there are parts of that have been leaked in the news, Molly. I mean, stuff like that worries me, and talk of paper mile worries me, because with my business, not the YouTube side of things, it would affect mine very much, very much. Pete, you want to make them seriously sweat. Take out their ability to communicate. They will wet more diapers than they can buy. Definitely. The last comment here, relabeling flu as what they did to force the world to take what they did is not good. Arrest those two for crimes. I would love to see what goes on and what happens when, the whole landscape changes. I really would. Well, people, we have come to the end of that live. Thank you ever so much, everybody. I very much appreciate it. Everyone coming along. Massive numbers tonight. I think we got up to about 800 at one point, so that was really nice. The content of the live at the beginning run through the government response to the petition. And again, if we have a quick look here, I'll refresh this screen once again. 2,972,515, and the response from government is on there, so please check that out. The channel, my YouTube channel, has gone absolutely crazy the last few weeks. I don't know whether I found the secret sauce, I'm having a whale of a time, or what's going on, but I've had so many more people join and subscribe. It's great stuff. I really love it. Thank you so much for the support. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now, talking to you, bringing truth out and everything else. Good night, Mum. It was good to see you earlier today when we popped round. And, long may it continue. With this, please share it with your friends. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up as well if you haven't done so already. It really helps. Again, I appreciate the support. One more thing before I go, actually. I put a video in the photo in the community page, a picture of me and my wife. It was her birthday yesterday, and she really appreciated all your comments and feedback, especially the ones that said I'm punching above my weight. It gave her a good chuckle, and me too. So thank you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.